All right, I showed this new DC load that I have, and it's an older model. This is an 8500. There's an 8500B, I think, that replaces this, but maybe they have other ones as well. It has a feature that I haven't shown, and that is this button down here called battery, all right? And so we're going to test some batteries. I just pulled some AA batteries here. These are Eneloops. I like the Eneloops. Okay, so we're going to use a battery holder here, and we'll test these two batteries one at a time. So we're going to hook up. Let me move my camera here. We're going to hook up the negative lead here, and then we'll hook up to one of the batteries here. Okay, and we can see that we have a battery voltage of 1.47. I just took it off the charger, so that's what it's reading right now. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go to IMSAI, and we're going to test these at 100 milliamps, okay? So you're going to say we want 0.1, and then that is set. Okay, if you hit IMSAI, you can go back and look at it. Yeah, it's there. And then you go shift battery, okay? And then you put in minimum voltage. So we're going to test these from... and you can see it's automatically running. So we're going to test these. It's going to draw 100 milliamps until we reach 1 volt, and then it'll terminate. And while it's running right now, it's collecting data. It's taking this voltage and this current and calculating power, and then it's calculating time as it's going. And it will give us some milliamp hour reading at the end, okay? And so we will let this go. It's going to take a while, and when that drops to 1 volt, we can then go read out the value. Now, Dave over at EEV Block did a really nice video on batteries and stuff where you can look at the charges and everything. We'll look a little bit of that. These graphs are confusing, and there's a whole bunch of stuff to learn about batteries. I just thought we'd learn this quick one here because you don't need a computer. Usually you have to have software and a computer and look at the graph and blah, 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 blah. This just has a really quickie thing where you just hit battery and it just runs all by itself and it does all that for you. All right, so let's sit here and we'll watch that thing. And this video is going to be about 2 hours. No, we'll cut away and we'll come back and see when it's complete and see what it says. All right, it's the next day, and my battery has completed its test. So we can come over here and we can see that you can say, hey, wait a minute, the battery didn't get to 1 volt. Well, yes, it did. It got down to 1 volt. And then when the machine shut itself off, the battery chemistry then rejuvenated some of that 1 volts, and we're back up to 1.15 volts. But if we hit the arrow button here, we can see that we're 1.86 amp hours, or 18600 milliamp hours, right? 1860 milliamp hours, which is pretty close to what a battery of that type would do. All right. So what I'm going to do is, because this is a pretty heavy duty battery, these little AA cells can take an amp over a very short period of time. So I'm going to run it at 1 amp just for fun. So we're going to move over to the other battery. I have 2 batteries to test. So this is the second battery. It's already duped down to 1.4. I think the other one was charged about 1.4. So anyway, it's a charged battery, right? I mean, it was sitting here overnight, but it shouldn't have gone down very far. The very good thing about Eneloops is they don't drop very much just sitting around. So what we're going to do is we're also going to do another test. We're going to do the, let's see, we need to get out of battery mode. We'll do another IMSAI. This time we're going to do 1 amp. Okay, so we have 1 amp set. And now we'll go to the battery test, and we're going to do 1 volt minimum again. And so we are drawing 1 amp, and immediately the cell has dropped to the cell has dropped to 1 volt, so this is going to be a quite short test, isn't it? Yeah, I would have thought it would be doing better than this. Maybe this battery is a little weak. But anyway, you get the idea for a video like this. I am working on getting software running on this box here to do a true graph, so we can see the lifetime discharge of the battery, the lifetime discharge of the battery. We'll be able to see that better. It might hold up. It's going to hold up a while here at 1.03. Interesting. Anyway, get the idea. We'll call it quits here on the video, and maybe do a second video on different battery types when I get the actual software up and running. Might be more interesting than just watching a single number. So anyway, yeah, there you go. All right, before we go there, I did touch the battery. At 1 amp, the electrical connections here are a little flaky on this old battery holder, and so I rotated the battery and got better electrical contact, and so the voltage went up to 1.1 volt, 1.14 volts. So making good electrical contact with the battery is going to be key at high current levels, of course. I do have a Kelvin contact, but it's not right exactly where it needs to be. All right. Anyway, there you go. When this thing gets done, I'll go ahead and print the. I'll put the milliamp hour reading in the description.